Hey guys, FrankieGisMe here with another video for you. Last time I actually added RAM to my MacBook Pro that you see right here. This time we're going to have a little more fun. We're actually going to mess with that snowboard that I actually plasti dip on my other channel. To watch that video you can click right over there. And in the meantime, what we're going to do is we're going to get it cleaned and ready to go so I can actually test the durability of the plasti dip on that board. Alright, so here's the board that we actually plasti dipped. It is our headboard, and of course you can see here we have tons of plasti dip overspray on the back. Some of it's actually not overspray, it's probably just wet when it actually touched it. Now the rest of it is actually overspray and dust and other particles that we don't want on the bottom of the board. So what we're going to do today is clean that off. We have our nice little stand here that's going to hold up our board. And the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to use some Goo Gone. Goo Gone actually is really good to take off excess plasti dip. I know most cases plasti dip just rubs right off, and I'm sure some of it will. But to take off those little particles, Goo Gone is definitely your friend. Next thing that we're going to do is use diluted alcohol. What that's going to do is help take off the excess Goo Gone if it doesn't dry and things like that. We just want to make sure that we have a clean surface on the bottom. Once we're finished with those two steps, we're going to do the standard step, which is actually the base cleaner. This base cleaner is going to make sure that the board is prepared for wax. It also removes additional wax from maybe previous times that you waxed your board. This is actually by One Ball, and it's pretty much just a standard base cleaner. I actually got this on Amazon.com, so you can get it there as well. And last but not least, we are going to use some Revlon Wax. This is definitely your friend. It is pretty cool. It has a little rub-on little thing in there, and it's just a green paste. That I also got on Amazon. Amazon definitely the place to go. So to get started, like we said, we're going to get our Goo Gone and spray it onto a rag that you don't really care about, because the Goo Gone and the plasti dip are just going to stay on it even after you wash it. So you spray it onto the rag and just wipe it right onto the board. Now you want to make sure that if you did plasti dip your board, that you're not getting this Goo Gone on the plasti dip side that you want to keep. What it actually is doing is dissolving the plasti dip because of the chemicals that are in it. So we'll give this entire board a nice wax on the bottom here. I guess can't really say wax, rub down. And that should be good. Now, I didn't actually push hard with the Goo Gone on there. The reason why is because it takes a minute to actually settle down and really get into the crevices of this and take off that plasti dip. Now that we did that, we can actually go on and kind of just give it a nice little rub in the areas that have thicker plasti dip than others. By doing so, it's going to just give it a nice clean feel. Of course, if you use the colored plasti dip other than the color of the board, you'll notice where there's still plasti dip left. And you can give that a nicer rub than other areas. For me, I used orange on black, so you can definitely see that there is a difference. So now this board is actually really nice, really shiny, and really greasy. We don't want that. So that is where our rubbing alcohol comes in. We have it diluted because you don't need straight rubbing alcohol on anything. We are going to go over here and just give this a nice rub down. It's really good to get off that nice greasy feel. Smells like rubbing alcohol, of course. And we'll do it one more time just to be sure. Spray bottles are nice. That one I got at the dollar store. You can be cheap like me too. They're just spray bottles. All of them are the same. They're going to work the same at least. Now, when you snowboard, there is usually a direction that you actually go in. And like my other board that I actually have, it is a Burton ripcord board. That's actually a directional board. So this one, we actually set this up as a directional board as well. So this is the tip and that is the tail. So what we're going to do is we're going to do everything as far as like base cleaning tip to tail. So from this side to that side. So we have our base cleaning solution and our rag. We're going to put this onto our wag. And once you do that, we're just going to wipe this down onto here. This will help clean off the board. It's pretty simple enough, self-explanatory, similar to the other things that we just did. And wipe that down. If you haven't waxed your board before, this may not be the biggest part that you need to do, but it's definitely good to know that you have a clean slate when you're actually working with your snowboard. So, once that is all dry, we'll actually come back and put on the wax. Okay, and we're back. So the board is actually dry. It didn't take too long. What we're going to do now is we're going to put on the best part, which is the Revlon Wax. So we have here, like we said, a little kind of a plier, I guess we'll call it. Just rub that in a little bit. Don't get too crazy with it. And what we said earlier is tip to tail. So we will start on this side, kind of just rub it in. Do a nice little circular motion over here. And then we'll go in that direction. Maybe get a little crazier. Okay, so now that you know how to wax your board, with of course the quicker, easier way of the rub-on wax, you can actually do that to any of your other boards, or I don't know, even your friends' boards. So that's exactly what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to go grab my other boards and make sure that they're ready to go snowboarding as well.
Give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to more random videos by me. Also, check out my latest video at the Dip Artist by clicking on that video right there. Thanks for watching, and you will definitely see me in the next one.